Welcome. My name is Shivan Kalnins. Today I'll be talking about technical writing in social media and how to leverage social media to develop a professional online presence. While this tutorial is intended as a course requirement for the Technical Writer program at Algonquin College, the ability to utilize social media is an increasing requirement for all manner of professional individuals and could therefore be useful to a wider audience. I encourage you to pause when needed and spend time exploring some features of the social media services I will discuss. If you need to jump back to a topic, please see the video description below for quick links. The purpose of this teacher class is threefold. First, I'll provide an overview of reasons to use social media as a technical writer, as it's both useful and necessary. Second, I'll provide general tips and strategies for creating an effective online presence. And third, I'll introduce users to some of the most used social media services. For more information, including a list of resources pertaining to each service, consult the resources handout, a link to which can be found in the video description below. It's important to reflect on how social media is a useful tactic for technical writers. Social media is ultimately a content sharing platform. Being active socially allows technical writers to showcase and further develop their technical writing skills. There's an ability to link users to content outside the social media platform, which is useful. However, user engagement must be attuned and adapted to your audience to be effective. Social media especially allows for the development of professional networks. In fact, many services are introducing post-filtering methods that let you change the viewing privacy of posts to select groups or lists of individuals. This means separate personal and business or professional accounts aren't strictly necessary. Social media can also provide industry news access without the need for email subscriptions. Another important reason to use social media as a technical writer is to demonstrate an ability to communicate using modern methods and conventions. As reliable access to internet and technology expands globally, the influence and use of social media in marketing and business strategies will also only continue to grow. So if you wish to implement a social media strategy, there's no time like the present to start. Before embarking on a social media strategy specific to your role as a technical writer, you should think about your motivations and other considerations. Your motivations for social media use are likely varied. Indeed, there are so many ways to apply social media that it can be challenging to pinpoint the most stringent motivations you might have. One motivation may include adapting to changing business strategies, both for yourself and for a business that might employ you. In fact, social media management is in the realm of career aspirations as a technical writer, particularly if you develop the skill independently. You may also wish to push content to users or pull in user feedback and content. From there, you could collaborate with and start to incorporate user-generated content into your personal workflow. Finally, you may wish to have conversational and natural interactions with customers, clients, and users of your services and/or products. There are certainly considerations to think about when applying social media to your professional development strategy. While most applications and services feature a standard website and a mobile app, the technology you use, desktop or mobile, will play an important role in how you manage your strategies. Many applications have been optimized to mobile applications, and some only have posting functions from their mobile app. This optimization is prevalent given internet access to these services are most often through mobile rather than desktop routes. Considering means of accessing websites in 2020, 68% of all visits globally were from a mobile device, while desktop access comprised 29% of all visits. However, when comparing the time spent on a website, desktop access comprises 46% of time on a website. In other words, while there's far more access in general from mobile applications, more time is spent interacting with websites from desktops. Accessibility to advanced editing functions could play a role in this observed increase in use. Looking at the graph here and focusing on global use in 2020, time spent on a website, listed in black, is about twice as long as time spent on mobile, listed in red. This brownish color is use on tablets, which, as you can see, is about between the two. These statistics are interesting to think about with respect to your main audience or demographic target when using social media. You need to think about the demographics of the current service users and how that impacts your content development and marketing. You should also consider the types of social media interactions you wish to engage in and the extent of your presence, which are related. Engagement and presence can vary from low to high based on interactions available on a service. Common interactions include posting, sharing, commenting, and reacting. Another consideration is if you have a personal website and your intentions to market or link to that website. There are also monetization platforms available for most services, and they're worth investigating, especially depending on the marketing strategy you want to use or the company that you're employed by are using. However, I won't cover those in any detail today. There are several general strategies you can take to optimize your experience and exposure on social media. Foremost, you should know your audience. It's important to understand who's likely to see your content, and thankfully, many services provide advanced analytics or basic stat measures that provide a sense of content exposure. Next in importance is engaging in networking, which is the exchange of information and ideas with persons of common interest or profession. Networking is achieved by being accessible. In other words, how responsive are you to communications and how available are you generally? Networking is also achieved by interacting often through posting, commenting, sharing, and reacting to content, following high-profile accounts, and contributing and collaborating to the work of others. More generally, there should be a focus on quality of content you share, visually and factually, and you should not always promote your services when posting. Try to engage in discussion and dialogue that's not directly business focused, but rather interest and topic adjacent and related. Do this in addition to intentional displays of your technical skills. The most challenging of all general strategies is your implementation and development of a marketing plan. There are so many factors that have an influence on your marketing plan and strategy, and as such, I'm not going to cover this in detail. However, resources abound on the internet if you have further interest in developing a marketing plan. Who are the big players of social media? While there are international differences in the most used social media services, from a North American context and perspective, there are some undisputed champions for exposure and content influx. These services can largely be divided into networking, which is also interspersed with basic content creation and sharing capabilities, and content. These separate content websites are mainly focused on the creation, curation, and dissemination of information. Main networking social media services include Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Services focused on content include Pinterest, YouTube, and Reddit. I'm now going to go over some features and resources of these social media services in the order stated, starting with Facebook. Facebook is arguably the most used social media service worldwide. The sign-up process is simple and can be completed in less than 30 seconds. Facebook requires your first and last name, a mobile number or email address, for you to set a password, an accurate date of birth, your gender, which you can undisclose immediately after sign up if you want, and you should probably at least skim the terms, data policy, and cookie policy. The main features of Facebook are centered around networking via posting, commenting, sharing, and reacting to content. Posting privacy settings that can be assigned to specific lists of friends is a trait of the robust networking management capabilities Facebook has implemented. Pages on Facebook are their exposure model and business initiative. Pages can be created by any Facebook account holder, and users with pages can easily toggle between personal and page identity when commenting, sharing, or otherwise interacting with content. Groups on Facebook are just as they sound. Groups of users that gather for interaction based on a common theme or topic. Generally, the name of the group indicates the theme or topic. However, internet culture can be strange, and group names can be quite different from their contents. As with any social media site, or any content that you consume on the internet, browse with caution and use a healthy dose of skepticism. Another convenient feature of Facebook is the separate help sections or formats that exist for personal account users and business account users. The business help section assumes users are familiar and comfortable with the basic functions and actions available on Facebook. I'm not going to go over any of the major features visibly on Facebook. There's so many things available, but I do suggest you take a look at the help sections and take a look around at the layout, whether it's on mobile or on the computer, desktop. There are a wide variety of activities available for optimizing your engagement and presence on Facebook. Here's some of them here. You can make stories, which are posts that stay for one day and appear in Messenger as well. You can categorize photos and videos. There's a video watching engine, the pages, groups. You can create events and organize fundraisers and set up donations for your birthday is a common one, or if there's been a tragic event like a natural disaster, let's say. If you set up a business that has services, you can set up payment methods. There's a marketplace for products as well, and other apps, mobile apps, and some accessibility features. This is the help menu. You can also play games, so there's that. Instagram is a photo and video social media service owned by Facebook, where the name of the game is branding and aesthetics. Instagram's largest drawback is that its features and functionalities are not optimized for desktop use. There are no options for adding posts when accessing Instagram on the computer. Users can only browse. Instagram has been optimized for mobile use. Images are sized and cropped for mobile viewing, in addition to photo and video capture and editing happening within the app. A key feature of Instagram and Facebook is the high amount of posting integration, including the auto-publishing of Instagram posts to your Facebook feed. Another feature of Instagram is networking, which you can expand by following users and browsing content through the Explore tab. The content found on Instagram, particularly through Explore, might be targeted for a different demographic or a younger audience, so user discretion is advised. The most prominent feature of Instagram is, indisputably, its image and video creation, sharing, and functionalities. Seen here. You can do a feed post, story, a story highlight. You can do Instagram TV video, a reel, which are longer videos, and guide. There's also the ability to have dedicated business profiles, which supply content engagement analytics known as insights to said business. Here's an example of a successful small business owner's Instagram page. She uses it to market and also sell her content. This is the page of a very talented stoneware pottery creator, Vilks Stoneware. An Instagram page consists of contact information and showcased content, followed by a scrolling page of square images. Showcased content could include recent posts or other categorized information. Vilks Stoneware, for instance, uses their showcased content to display copyright information, media releases, making of the products she puts out, where to find products stocked in person, stockists, and frequently asked questions. The view for these featured posts, when you click them, is such that a user would see on a mobile device. In other words, the service, which is optimized for mobile, by default provides a mobile view on desktop for some features. The appearance and presentation of normal posts is as square images in a grid. Clicking on an image will present further details, including a larger image size, posting date and caption added, as well as any comments if the settings permit. Twitter is another social networking and communication service that has been optimized for mobile and subsequently developed their home desktop website to mimic mobile display features. Here you can see the standard home interface on desktop. Down the center is the Twitter feed, including the option to compose a tweet at the top. On the right-hand side is trending news based on global headlines and your regional location, listed under What's Happening. Below this are suggestions of profiles to follow based on your interactions and interests. On the left side of the home page are the feature menus, including the option to toggle between different accounts that you might have set up. This is the features menu, including Explore, your notifications, messages, any tweets you've bookmarked. You can create lists, you view your profile, and when you click more, this menu appears. It's your settings mostly. Specific settings can be adapted here. But you can adjust the display of your Twitter by clicking Display, which brings up this menu. There are 3 different background color options, white, gray, and black, known as default dim and lights out respectively. And there are several different color options for the accents. As you can see, I have picked star or yellow for my viewing settings. The main features of Twitter are tweeting, tweets are short 240-character blurbs that convey brief messages and can include photos, videos, links, text, polls, tagging, and hashtags. You can also set the privacy viewing settings for each tweet that you send. So to everyone, people you follow, or only specific people you mention. Specific content that can be added to your tweets include GIFs or short videos that commonly convey an emotion or reaction. This is success here. Some good results. You can create a poll of a set duration that lets you ask simple questions with multiple choice answers. You can insert emojis to express tone, intent, mood, and apply ethos to your tweet. And you can also schedule the tweet for instant posting or auto-tweeting it in the future. But back to the homepage view. Other features of Twitter include networking through following and interactions. It acts as a viable news source, but of course you need to apply your skepticism, sometimes quite heavily here. And within the More menu, you can access robust analytics and ad development opportunities. Twitter has a fairly well-developed and engaging help center containing all the information you could possibly need to understand how to leverage Twitter's features for your particular needs. And they also have a glossary put together that contains terms so new users can easily and readily understand the jargon and terminology applied and used to describe functions and features of Twitter. LinkedIn is a social media service that is generally intended for professional networking. Here you can see the homepage layout of LinkedIn on desktop. Along the top is the main navigation bar. On the left side is an overview of the currently logged in user and recent activity. Down the center of the page are posting options, including photos, videos, events, and article writing. Below this is content posted by other users you are following or connected with. Down the right-hand side, you can see LinkedIn news, the most viewed courses of the day, and promoted content. LinkedIn has also developed products and other features, such as LinkedIn Learning, insights, job posting, that facilitate personal and professional growth of users or provides resources to businesses seeking employees. The main features of LinkedIn include, arguably foremost, networking. From the My Network tab, in the top navigation, you can view your connections, contacts from email or other sources, people you follow, groups, events, pages, newsletters, hashtags, and other features. Based on your post interaction history and your profile, you will also receive page suggestions to follow, listed under recommended pages for you. Networking is only arguably LinkedIn's foremost feature because the job posting capabilities are quite advanced. The homepage view for jobs, which can be accessed from the top navigation under the Jobs tab, includes a secondary top navigation containing job aids and settings information. A simple search area and listing of recent search terms are followed by job ad suggestions based on the user's search term history. Once a job ad is opened, search functions are still maintained by title and location. as seen in the left portion of the navigation bar. You can also continue to browse other positions without the need to return to the last page. The right side of the browser view displays the job posting, including company details, location, post views, and number of applicants to date, as well as entry level. Below this is a work description. While some postings may include salary ranges, it's not frequently the case here. Positions advertised in some European countries, conversely, it's a legal requirement to include the range. Another feature of LinkedIn is content sharing. Posts, which have adjustable privacy settings, include photos, videos, or polls, as well as full documents that can be viewed in PDF format. Documents can be uploaded from your computer or from Dropbox, OneDrive, or Google Drive. Another posting option from the main homepage feed is Article. Clicking Article brings up a new page with an in-browser text editor. This allows you to write an article that is directly formatted for a LinkedIn post. The final main feature of LinkedIn is their professional newsfeed, found on the right side of the homepage. Most articles featured in this space refresh after a day. As you can see from the top article, this is not always the case, and some articles of significant relevance are given longer exposure than others. Pinterest is a content sharing platform that makes use of pins and boards to distribute and curate content with specific themes or topics. They have a very robust mobile app that I would suggest using over the desktop version. Pinterest has two main account types: personal and business accounts. These accounts can easily be linked for conveniently account toggling. Facebook accounts can be directly used to sign up for a Pinterest account. This method of sign up allows Facebook contacts to directly connect and follow you if they so choose. There are also options to adjust settings for auto posting of content from Pinterest to Facebook. The view you currently see is the homepage view on desktop for personal accounts. By default, a selection of pins based on your interests and browsing history will be presented to you, the history of which can be edited in profile settings. At the top of the page is the main navigation. The Home and Today buttons both provide different types of content. Home brings the user back to the main page, where content is history-based. Today presents pins from trending topics and inspirations. On the right, you can access notifications, messages, and account settings. To switch between accounts, you click the account setting arrow to the right of your user icon. As so. Clicking Search will result in a selection of search terms overlaid on example pins that are categorized and vary between history-based suggestions and popular topics. Pinterest has several features that are worth researching further. See the resources document for some initial suggestions. The most central feature of Pinterest, which was the pinnacle concept of the website at its inception, is the curation of content known as pins into defined categorical folders known as boards. You can access your profile, which contains your boards, by clicking on your user icon. This page displays your boards based on last activity by default, although you can adjust this setting through filtering on the right-hand side here. The pencil icon on the left pulls up profile editing settings, while this icon is for sharing the profile that you're currently viewing. Next to display settings is a plus icon, which is used to add boards and pins. To make pins, a feature that both personal and business accounts use, the format and procedure is simple. You add a title, select the account you're sending it from, describe the pin with a caption, include alternative text for when your image, if it doesn't load, select your destination link when people click on the pin, select whether to publish immediately or later, and select the image that people see, either from your computer, a Dropbox, or from a website. Business accounts are another central feature of Pinterest, and they have a standard home page as well as a business hub. The business hub provides details, insights, and creation options, including advertising and promotion of content that personal account users don't have access to. Business users also have analytics available to them that inform on impressions or the number of times content has been viewed, engagements, total audience, and engaged audience. Analytics are further categorized based on content type, whether it is paid or not, and how the user accesses the content. In other words, if they view it on mobile, desktop, or tablet. I highly recommend signing up for Pinterest, even if you don't have the intention of using it for business purposes. It has been an excellent source of information, and it has simple search functions. Given the generated content is of an informative bend and creators need to capture intention for traffic, well-produced infographics are incredibly common. YouTube is a video sharing platform owned by Google. The view you see here is the home page, my home page to be specific. Major elements to be aware of on the home page include the search bar at the top of the page, which has search term suggestions based on user history and trending searches for your country directly below. On the left-hand side of the home page, you can find site navigation. Options from this menu include Home, Explore, content from your subscriptions, and your personal library of playlists. Clicking the 3 horizontal lines expands or collapses navigation options. At the top right, users can upload content, access other Google apps, view notifications, and access user profile. In the main window are content suggestions, again largely based on viewing history and regional trends. Whether you are in the market to create video content or plan to access what's already generated, it's useful to know YouTube's main features. You can easily subscribe to other people's contents and pages, and you can engage with content, subscribed or not, by liking or disliking, sharing, and commenting on videos. While creation is not necessary to make use of YouTube, it is the central purpose and feature of the service. Well-produced, popular content can be lucrative and presents a monetization opportunity. To access the content creation dashboard, click on your profile icon and select YouTube Studio. From the channel dashboard, you can access a variety of features, including your content, I don't have any yet, playlists, analytics, comments, subtitles, copyright, monetization features, customization, and if you scroll down one more, you'll also see audio library. Once content creators reach a certain number of subscribers, 1,000, and hours viewed, 4,000 over 1 year, 12 months, they can introduce monetization to their content. This unlocks payment per view and intersperses content with advertisements. Customization options include profile layout, branding of the profile including profile picture, banner image, and video watermark, and basic channel information. Content creators can also make use of YouTube's library of sound effects and free music available. And if you star them, they appear in this specific section called Starred. Another main feature of YouTube for content creators is the analytics dashboards, plural, available. This is the view seen on the basic analytics dashboard. You can observe advanced analytics by clicking Advanced Mode. Advanced Mode provides statistics based on the following filters: the video, traffic source, geography, viewer age, viewer gender, date, playlist, device type, and when you click more, it gives you other specific filtering categories. Advanced analytics allow you to toggle data between line chart and bar graph over your user set time range. Depending on the type of data that you want to display, that's quite a handy feature. And if you don't have plans to create content, YouTube still acts as a valuable information resource. Our final social media service is Reddit. Reddit self-describes their website as a home to thousands of communities, endless conversation, and authentic human connection. In essence, Reddit allows users to post original or shared content, upvote or downvote and award posts, and also comment on posts. It can be used for learning, for news, for advice, for entertainment. The communities are as endless as creativity and Reddit's terms of use policy allow. Central features of Reddit include communities or subreddits, posting, content engagement, and news sourcing. Here you can see the desktop homepage. I'll discuss most features by referencing the mobile app, which in my opinion is the best method of using Reddit due to functions like a button to skip to the next comment thread instead of having to scroll through. For particularly long comment threads, this can save a lot of time. Main features of the desktop homepage include the top navigation bar that contains a central text search box, which is straddled on either side by two different Reddit feed toggle options. This is rising in popularity, this is most popular, and these are the different custom feeds that you can set. On the right side of the navigation bar, you can access account settings. The main area is divided into two sections, where in the left half contains posting features, filtering features, and the Reddit post feed below, while the right half shows topic suggestions based on top communities, which are ranked, and trended, which is indicated with a green arrow up for increased activity or an orange arrow down, which you don't see present here, for reduced activity. Rates of activity, that would be. This is the homepage view for the Reddit mobile app. The homepage view consists mostly of the infinite scroll Reddit feed. At the top is a simple text search box, and you can access your user profile and settings by tapping your avatar in the top left corner. Here you can see your custom avatar, including a button to make changes to it called Style Avatar. Also listed is your username, and note the arrow here. If you click it, you can toggle easily between other accounts or anonymous browsing.
And if you were to select the style avatar, this is the screen you would see. This is the avatar customization editor. There's premium content available for purchase. However, there's also a large selection of free items. I used all free items and I think my avatar is both cute and accurate. You can customize or randomize rather. These are all of the new features. There's face, tops, bottoms, several other topics. You can also select full outfits. Onesies are popular. Like an owl onesie is an option. From the settings, you also have the option of setting your perceived availability and are also presented with the age of your Reddit account and your karma, which represents the upvote, downvote net sum of all your posts and comments. If you click settings, you can also make adjustments to various settings such as auto playing. You can reduce animations, blur images or videos that have been deemed not safe for work. You also have the option to create a subreddit or a community from the settings screen. When you click that option, you're presented with this view. It's a large list of different community topics. At the bottom, you can select other or otherwise not listed. Going back to the main mobile screen, you can see further navigational options at the bottom. The home button is next to an icon that leads to subscription pages. This lists your subreddit subscriptions, subreddits you've recently been active in or visited, and your custom feed and viewing options. On the right of this navigation are chats and your notifications. If you click this plus icon, you'll pull up the posting options. Posting options include links, images, video, text, and polls. In general, Reddit is an excellent platform for information and for continuing to be informed on world news. However, there is the caveat that it is very easy to engage in mindless scrolling, so you got to catch yourself sometimes. If you're feeling overwhelmed with information, like a fire hose to the mouth, don't panic. I have 3 suggestions for getting started with the information I've provided. First, start with laying out what your goals are. Would you like to create content or curate content? Do you want professional networking or anonymous discussion? Second, assess which social media services would best help you to achieve those goals. Third, ensure you don't become overwhelmed or overload yourself with the expectations and/or activity. If you're not naturally a social person, engaging in social media can be pretty draining. Start with one service and expand as you see fit and as you become comfortable. Thank you for taking part in this Teach a Class tutorial on leveraging social media to develop a professional technical writing online presence. Hopefully, you now have a basic understanding of general strategies, motivations and considerations, and an idea of the capabilities and features of several popular social media services. Please download the supplementary materials from the Google Drive link found in the video description below. It contains a short overview of motivations and considerations covered at the start of the tutorial, as well as lists main features and resources for each social media service covered. Please also consider completing a brief survey about this presentation. A SurveyMonkey link with 10 questions can also be found in the video description below. Thank you again and have a great day.